Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a pressing topic, something that has been taking place, something that even the news is reporting finally, which is a big issue. I think if you are seeing mainstream media actually reporting the issue instead of covering it up or refusing to report on it, and that is food shortages, coming food shortages. Now, for the past 2 years on this channel, we hit it very early, right? And we were all conspiracy theorists for talking about it. Many people telling me I'm crazy for just coming up with stuff that doesn't exist, right? But looking down the line, here we are, guys. Food shortages are coming. Biden administration is speaking on it, which is interesting. Anytime you see a president talk about food shortages and talking about controlling or needing to take charge of the food supply and give it out as needed is a very alarming occurrence. So we don't see it too often. We don't see it in this country where government tries to take control of food coming in, food shortages taking place. But that is where the narrative is taking us currently. And so today's video is all about what you guys need to do to prepare. And I'm telling you, I think your time is short. I think that you are very, very behind if you have not started to put away food at this point. If you are just hearing this for the first time, understand in your mind that the race has been going on. You just heard the starting bell, and you're standing at the starting line watching the entire crowd get ready to cross that finish line. So lots of video, pictures of cargo ships sitting out at port, not coming into port, not being offloaded for whatever reason, being instructed to not offload for whatever reason. And that stuff has an effect, guys. It has an effect locally. It does affect you. It is not just a news blip. Lots of different things, events adding to a potential food crisis here in America, something that we are not used to experiencing because America is fat. We are able to go and eat at will, whenever, all day long, processed foods, McDonald's, all of that on-demand crap where you don't have to work for your food at all. You don't have to wake up and take care of it, feed it, grow it, touch it, plant it, seed it, any of that stuff. We're just fat and lazy, right? So we have food on demand. And so a food shortage is going to bring about a culture that we are not used to. No one's used to in this country because we've never had to deal with it. We actually pay farmers to not farm. We will pay them, government will pay them to not plant. And the reason for that is overproduction. If we have too much, it drives down the price and it doesn't make it cost effective to even sell the stuff, right? But the ability for America to grow its own food is there, especially when we are paying people to not farm. But none of that matters in this situation. It does not matter when you are talking about yearly crops. Those things are supposed to be planted a year in advance, right, to be able to provide for the masses. So when there is a hiccup in the supply chain, you then get it for a few months, at least until there is a new supply of food being grown, shipped, brought in, and sold to you on the store's shelves. So the best way to mitigate any type of hardship when it comes to food, guys, is to prepare, is to put that food up, is to store food away, is to put food in buckets, seal it away for a rainy day. Now, I got to tell you guys, I feel like I am just beating a dead horse to death over and over because we have hit on this so many times. I feel like the majority of you guys who watch this channel know it. I feel dumb repeating it, but I think it needs to be said for those of you who are new, for those of you who are hard of hearing, or for those of you who needed that giant neon flashing sign to go off and say, hey, you should be setting food away just in case, and you should be doing a bunch at a time. So part of what we are seeing, guys, is mass layoffs right now. What happens when mass amounts of people are laid off? Well, it crashes the economy. Why? Because there's no one there to run those jobs. our economy is being intentionally crashed right now due to you know what. We can't talk about it. You can't say the word on YouTube, or they just take your videos down, right? And the whole point of this video is to prepare people and to make times ahead of us not so tough for those of us who have not prepared, those of us who have had our head in the sand and have refused to listen, for those of us who are refusing to see the signs, for those of us who are not watching the trends, the political trends. If you are not paying attention, you are going to be devastated when your kids are hungry asking for food and you have nothing but crap belongings that cannot be eaten. So with all of the mass layoffs taking place, guys, that means that there are less people earning incomes, less people spending income, which takes away from your economy. It means less people are buying stuff. And if less people are buying stuff, then less people are making money selling stuff. That's simple stuff. But what happens is when your paycheck is taken from you, you can no longer buy stuff like food, let alone your house, your car payment, your Netflix subscription, all of that crap that is just pretty much useless. Food is what you need to be thinking about. You can be on hard times and have food. You can be without Netflix and have food. You can't be without food and have Netflix. It won't last too long. So there is a light on the horizon for all of you who have decided that you are not going to be told what to put in your body, for all of those of you who have drawn that line in the sand and have decided I am willing to lose my job to stick to my convictions, to stick to my principles. Good for you, for one. There will be other jobs out there for you. There will be other needs for you to fill. You're going to land on your feet. I promise you. My experiences have taught me it doesn't matter how far you fall, as long as you get up and keep going, you're back up and at it, and it's fine, right? Hard times create tough men and women and kids. But all of these job losses are going to lead to infrastructure deterioration. You are going to see, we've already seen it. We've already seen people who work for power companies, a bunch of people getting laid off from power companies. Power outages take place, and no one is skilled on how to get the power back up, right? Or they are undermanned and can't do it as proficient as we used to do it. So that means that they have to hire and train new people coming in. Who are those new people coming in? Well, I don't know, but they're probably going to be out there. You know who they are, right? They're flooding across our southern border. Those people are all potential laborers, skilled trade workers. They just need to be trained up. And since our borders are wide open and allowing those people to come in, those people are your replacements. You have been designated as non-essential, and so that is your future. So you have to find a place, find a company who does appreciate you, who does not decide to trample your rights, and you don't have to enter into this game of tyranny that's being played because you choose a company that respects your rights and your choices. But in the meantime, guys, the key to your survival is food. Now, my advice to you is simple. Go out and get as much food as you can get. Long-term storageable food. Doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to get you by. Doesn't have to taste great, although if you're prepping long enough, you certainly have come up with ways to make bland food such as beans and rice taste better than the taste of beans and rice. Is it glamorous? No. Will it get you and your family through hard times? Yes. Will it stop you and your family from feeling the need to have to comply with things you do not believe in? Absolutely, because many people who have this financial gun to their head currently, right now, are going to capitulate and do whatever they're told to do to earn their paychecks. Now, this whole thing is creating a national divide between the people of our once great country. There is definitely becoming a clear, defined rift in society, right? The non-desirables versus the new class of Aryan race, the new righteous people versus the dirty dirties, right? We've seen all of this before, guys. The division of a society, which leads to the hunting and the oppression of one of those classes. Will it work in America? I don't know, but food will get you through, or at least allow you to get your vote in if and when the time comes, but don't get taken out of the entire equation because you don't have food for your family. So go out, find companies that sell in bulk grains. Find those companies, start buying in bulk, get groups together of your neighbors, family, community, church, whatever you guys do as a group. And if you don't do anything as a group, now is your time to start doing it, because as a lone wolf, you're just not going to make it. It's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how Rambo you are, it's not going to happen. Go out, build community, work with that community to order, store, and put away food on a mass scale. Feed your family, work to feed your community, your neighbors, other neighbors who are going to fall on hard times, those neighbors who are behind the curve, right? Don't believe in prepping, never thought it would ever apply to them. They didn't ever have to worry about, you know, the next week's worth of food because the paychecks were always rolling in. Guys, these are like simple principles that people just don't get because of the society that we have lived in, where America is allowed to just be fat and complacent. That is the country that we were dealt. That is the country we lived in. That is the country we have built. And now it is time for a new dawn. We get to see a new country be built, whether that is bad or good, looking like communism or not. We're going to be here for it. We're going to get to see it, and we're going to get to partake in the festivities. My other advice to you guys, and I will tell you that honestly, it's a ripoff. You can go and do it better. You could do it better if you weren't behind the curve or you weren't being lazy or whatever the case may be. My Patriot Supply stored, packaged food, stuff that you can buy ready to eat. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. I am affiliate of their company. I'm telling you, you can do it cheaper. You might be able to do it better if you've done it long enough, right? You need spices, you need flavor for all of this crap. You need to be able to dehydrate your own meats. You need to be able to store that stuff away. But if that wasn't you, then your alternative, guys, is to buy food that is pre-packaged for you. You get to pay at a bit of a higher rate than you would if you were buying in bulk. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. So you guys check out the link below, make yourself an order, puts a little money in my pocket so I can continue with storing away food for my family, taking care of my friends, taking care of my community as well. So it's a win-win for all of us who refuse to be dictated to. Guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys take this stuff to heart. I know that many of you watch these videos and probably just don't do the things that you're supposed to be doing, the things that I'm telling you guys to do. These videos are not just entertainment. They're not here to just ruin 10 minutes of your day. These videos are here to help you and instruct you in the things that have made us successful, the things that have taken us off the grid, things that make us more sustainable than those of you who are stuck in cities, paying your bills month to month, not having any extra left over, or even forcing you to go to work and get those paychecks, and then all of that being a financial gun to your head where your employer can tell you what to do with your body or lose everything you've been working so hard for. These videos are to help those of you who want to go off grid. These videos are here to help those of you who are paying attention, those of you who can see what is coming down the line. There is a giant train coming down the tracks. Time to get off.